In the world of combat sports, there are legends, and then there are titans. Two names echo through the history of both mixed martial arts and boxing. Mike Tyson, the youngest heavyweight champion to ever reign, and Brock Lesnar, a powerhouse who shattered records in both the wrestling ring and the UFC octagon. Imagine the collision of these two titans. The stakes, unmatched. The anticipation, almost unbearable. Would Tyson's brutal knockout power prove unstoppable, or would Lesnar's overwhelming strength and wrestling prowess dominate the fight? The stage is set. Tyson, known for his ferocious speed and punch that could change the course of any fight in a fraction of a second, faces Lesnar, a man whose size and strength have left opponents crumpled on the canvas or tapping out in sheer desperation. The question is not just who can win, but how these two forces of nature would clash. Tyson, with his unparalleled aggression and ability to close distance in a heartbeat, might be the fastest puncher in the history of the heavyweight division. Lesnar, on the other hand, is a grappler who can pick up men twice his size and slam them into the mat with a force that can break bones. The stakes are higher than ever, because this isn't just a fight. This is a battle for supremacy, a showdown for the ages. Tyson's journey through the ring has been nothing short of legendary. From his rise as a teenage sensation to his reign as the baddest man on the planet, his name alone strikes fear into the hearts of anyone who hears it. But those who dared to step into the ring with him soon learned Tyson's punches weren't just powerful, they were calculated, ruthless, and delivered with the precision of a man who had spent his life honing the perfect weapon. The air would get tense the moment he stepped forward, his eyes locked in a fierce, unblinking stare. His body would pulse with tension, a clear signal to anyone who dared to face him that their chances of survival were slim. Then there's Brock Lesnar. Lesnar's story isn't just one of power. It's a story of a man who defied the odds at every turn. From the University of Minnesota, where he was a wrestling powerhouse, to the WWE, where he became a global sensation, Lesnar transcended sports. His transition to MMA was swift, and he quickly became a dominant force in the UFC. His raw power and relentless approach in the octagon have broken the spirits of many seasoned fighters. When Lesnar locks his eyes on you, it's not just a challenge, it's a promise that pain is coming, and it's coming fast. The question that lingers, though, is which of these two giants would come out on top? Tyson's lightning-fast fists, or Lesnar's raw, bone-crushing grappling? It's a battle of speed against power, finesse against brute strength, a clash of styles that seems too dangerous to even imagine. As the bell rings and the tension in the arena reaches a boiling point, Tyson steps forward, his body language a warning to anyone brave enough to challenge him. Lesnar stands across from him, his chest rising and falling, already calculating his next move. The crowd goes silent in anticipation. Tyson, known for his explosive start, begins to inch forward, his fists twitching at his sides. Lesnar remains calm, eyes narrowed, waiting for the perfect moment to explode. The first few moments are a dance, a battle of wits, with each fighter testing the other's resolve, each looking for an opening, a weakness to exploit. But what happens when the tension finally breaks? What happens when Tyson's trademark speed meets Lesnar's savage power? Would Tyson be able to unleash his knockout punch before Lesnar closes the distance, or would Lesnar's ability to take a hit and turn the fight into a grappling war prove too much for Tyson's fists to handle? The first blow is about to land, but which one will it be? Tyson's punch or Lesnar's takedown? The fate of this clash hangs in the balance, and the answer to who will stand victorious is about to unfold in a way no one could have predicted. The fight has just begun, and it will change the face of combat sports forever. The crowd's breath collectively hitches as the first punch is thrown. Tyson's fist, sharp and swift, cuts through the air like a bullet fast, unforgiving. But Lesnar, a seasoned competitor, isn't easily caught off guard. In a split second, he reacts, ducking under Tyson's right hook and closing the gap between them. A deafening roar fills the arena, but it's not from Tyson's quick strike. It's the sound of Lesnar's body slamming into Tyson's midsection, lifting him off the ground and throwing him backward. The arena shakes as the fighters tumble to the canvas, the intensity palpable. Tyson's strength is unmatched in the stand-up game, but Lesnar's sheer size and wrestling ability were about to shift the momentum. That brief moment of contact, something unexpected happens. Tyson, in an uncharacteristic show of resilience, wraps his legs around Lesnar's body in a move that seems to surprise even the monstrous wrestler. The sheer grit and determination in Tyson's eyes show that, even on the ground, he's not willing to surrender. His body is twisted, and his hands are gripping Lesnar's shoulders with the fury of a man who has spent his life overcoming obstacles. For a moment, it's no longer just two combatants. It's a battle of wills. Tyson's lightning-fast strikes against Lesnar's raw power, each trying to impose their dominance in a fight that's far from conventional. But the real twist comes when Lesnar, unable to escape Tyson's leg lock, slams his fists down onto the canvas in frustration. Tyson, seemingly out of nowhere, locks in a submission of his own, a move that many would never expect from a fighter known for his knockout power. Lesnar grunts, trying to shake off the pressure, but Tyson's control is unyielding. The audience is on the edge of their seats, unsure whether Tyson will break free and unleash another brutal barrage of punches or if Lesnar will turn the tables, using his strength to power through this unexpected challenge. What no one anticipated is that this fight would become more than just a spectacle of raw power and precision. Both men are pushing their limits in ways they've never done before. Tyson, often known for ending fights in the first round, is now enduring the kind of pressure he's rarely faced. Lesnar, a former champion, has fought some of the toughest competitors, but Tyson's unorthodox moves and sheer unpredictability are causing him to rethink every step he takes. This fight has become a game of strategy, and both fighters are beginning to realize that brute strength alone won't win them the victory. Then, an even more shocking twist hits the crowd. As Tyson attempts to maintain his grip on Lesnar, the unthinkable happens. Lesnar, using his immense strength, manages to twist his body in such a way that he breaks free, not just escaping, but flipping Tyson over in one fluid motion. The crowd erupts in disbelief. No one could have expected it. Lesnar, despite being known for his raw power, has just outsmarted Tyson in a way that changes the dynamic of the fight. He's not just the monster who overpowers his opponents. In this moment, he's showing that he can adapt, think on his feet, and survive when the odds are stacked against him. Tyson, now on the ground, scrambles to regain his bearings. His chest heaves with each breath, and for the first time in the fight, his eyes seem to show doubt. But then, in a blink, his resolve hardens. Tyson is far from finished. His career has been a testament to overcoming adversity, to getting up when no one believed he could. This fight is no different. His mind is racing, calculating his next move, knowing that one misstep could end it all. Yet, there's a hunger in his eyes, a hunger that tells the audience this fight is far from over. Lesnar, ever the opportunist, closes in. His muscles ripple as he moves in for the kill, his focus laser sharp. But Tyson isn't about to make this easy. In a split-second decision, Tyson springs up from the mat, launching himself toward Lesnar with a speed that defies his earlier exhaustion. Lesnar reacts just a moment too late, and Tyson's fist crashes into his jaw with such force that the arena goes completely silent. The punch lands flush, and for a brief moment, Lesnar's entire body seems to freeze. The shockwave from the blow ripples through the crowd as they wait to see if this will be the end of the fight. But it isn't. Lesnar staggers, but he's still standing, and his expression says it all. He's been hurt, but he's not finished yet. The real question is, how much more can either of them take? As the seconds tick by, the tension in the arena rises. Both men are pushing their limits in ways that would break lesser fighters. There's no telling who will come out on top, but one thing is certain: the stakes have just gotten even higher. What was once a battle of brute strength has now turned into a mental war. Tyson, for all his power, is forced to adapt, and Lesnar, despite his raw power, is realizing that Tyson's unpredictability is his greatest weapon. But the fight is far from over. As the two fighters circle each other once more, it's clear that this battle will push them both past their limits. The real question remains, who will make the next move, and who will end up with their hand raised in victory? One thing is certain, this clash of titans will have consequences far beyond the arena. The tension in the arena is unbearable now. Both men, bloodied and exhausted, are circling one another, their movements slower but no less determined. Tyson's face is a mask of fury, every inch of his body screaming for one final chance to end this fight. Lesnar, though visibly battered, stands tall, his chest heaving with every breath. He's had his doubts, but he's no longer thinking about how to overpower Tyson. Now, it's a game of survival. Both men know that only one will leave the ring standing, and it's clear neither will back down. Tyson makes the first move. It's not the usual blitz of speed and power, but a calculated approach he's learned from his earlier mistakes. With an uncanny precision, he moves in closer, watching Lesnar's eyes, looking for any sign of weakness. Lesnar, equally focused, waits, biding his time. As Tyson launches another lightning-fast jab, Lesnar reacts. It's not fast enough this time. Tyson's fist lands with a thundering impact, snapping Lesnar's head back. But just as it seems like Tyson has him on the ropes, Lesnar's hand shoots out, grabbing Tyson's arm in a vice-like grip. With the strength of a man who's been through unimaginable battles, Lesnar yanks Tyson toward him, lifting him off the ground in a move that shocks the entire audience. The roar of the crowd is deafening, but the moment is even more intense. Tyson, trapped in Lesnar's grip, has no choice but to fight back with everything he has. It's a desperation move, and he lands a knee into Lesnar's gut. But Lesnar doesn't falter. With one swift motion, he slams Tyson down onto the mat. The impact is jarring, the sound of flesh meeting canvas reverberating throughout the arena. Tyson's breath is knocked out of him, and for a split second, the crowd holds its breath, wondering if this is the end. But Tyson, ever the fighter, isn't finished yet. His instincts kick in, and despite the pain coursing through his body, he springs to his feet, eyes wild with determination. Lesnar isn't giving him any room, though. He moves in quickly, looking for the decisive takedown, the move that would finally end the fight. But as he lunges forward, Tyson does the unexpected. With a sudden burst of energy, Tyson spins out of the way, using the momentum to land a brutal uppercut. The punch lands with a sickening thud, and for the first time in the fight, Lesnar's body falters. He stumbles backward, disoriented, his legs shaky beneath him. The crowd erupts, and Tyson sees his opening. His heart pounds in his chest as he charges forward, knowing this might be his last shot. Lesnar, still reeling from the punch, is slow to react. Tyson moves like a predator closing in on its prey. With a roar, he throws everything he has left into a final bone-crushing hook that lands squarely on Lesnar's jaw. The impact is enough to send shockwaves through the arena, and this time, Lesnar's body crumples to the floor, unable to stand. The silence that follows is deafening. Tyson stands over him, his fists still clenched, but the exhaustion is evident in his eyes. The referee steps in, and with a swift motion, he raises Tyson's hand in victory. The crowd goes wild, but Tyson isn't celebrating yet. He's still catching his breath, still absorbing the weight of what just happened. This fight wasn't just about physical strength, it was about resilience, about willpower. And Tyson had shown, once again, that he was the last man standing when it counted the most. As Lesnar is helped to his feet, there's a moment of mutual respect between the two fighters. They've given everything to this battle, and now it's over. But there's something in the way they look at each other that says more than words ever could. Lesnar, despite his defeat, nods at Tyson, acknowledging the fight of his life. Tyson, equally bruised, gives a small, knowing smile. It wasn't just a fight. It was a test of heart, a test of who could endure, and in the end, Tyson's will had proven stronger. But the final twist comes in the quietest of moments, long after the cheering has died down. As Tyson leaves the ring, his hands still raised, his body sore and battered, a thought crosses his mind. This fight, this clash of titans, wasn't the end of something. It was the beginning of a new chapter in his career, one where he proved not just to the world, but to himself, that his legend wasn't written in the past. It was still being written in every fight, every challenge. And as he walks back to the locker room, one thing is clear: Mike Tyson isn't just a fighter. He's an immortal force of nature. And no one can ever take that away.